The date is March 3rd, 2001. Deep in the jungles of Japan was a premiering movie by the name of One Piece, The Clockwork Orange. But first, this podcast is brought to you by Raid Shadow. Huh? They canceled the contract. Dylan, just cut that. Just cut that there. Our lovely heroes find themselves on a random beach, enjoying a well-deserved vacation, when suddenly, they notice their ship being stolen by some unknown goons. In the course of recovering the Going Merry, they find an island in the sky. Wait, wrong story. We find an island on some rocks in the sky. We learn of the Trump siblings. Not the ones in The Office. Great show, by the way. But the ones who've managed to develop the K-Can, the ultimate weapon to be used in the quest to become the Pirate King.
Is that it?
That's it.
That was incredible. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, fans, lovely fans, all of you. Hi, Mom. You don't listen to this, but one day you will, and you'll stumble upon this episode. So, we watched a movie today. It's the second one podcast movie. One Piece movie.
It's okay. I can't English sometimes.
English is hard. Listen, after watching all this sub, I get my Japanese mixed up with English sometimes. It's hard.
Facts. That is the only annoying thing about going between like Japanese and English versions is like when you hear the Japanese, now anytime I hear what, I just can't think of the word nami or nani. Omae wa moshineru.
Nani? Anyway, this is the second movie. Today's story revolves around Luffy and company, of course, stumbling upon the great thieving brothers Boruto and Akisu, and our villains, the Trump Pirates, led by the famous Bear King.
Topical.
Very topical, as everyone knows.
I gotta say, I've never seen this movie. I've seen a couple of them, but this was definitely one I skipped. I was not prepared for the Trump Pirates.
Neither was I.
I don't think anybody was. I've never seen this movie. It was very shocking.
Oh boy. Sorry, go ahead.
So they're chilling on the beach, and they're going merry, and everybody's possessions get stolen. And then Nami gets stolen. But now they finally have something to do. Everybody's bored. Time to do something. So today's objective is to get the ship back. And I guess we'll rescue Nami somewhere around the bend. You know, they take their time. So they climb the Tower of Traps, get pretty thoroughly fucked up in the process, by the way. And some of them get crucified. It's not a big deal. But in the end, Luffy comes in, saves the day, proving that he is, in fact, a shonen protagonist.
Yo, you can tell that it's the Trump Pirates because they have crosses at the top.
Yep. Very, very Christian, as everyone knows.
Doesn't that happen also to be your name?
Stop it. It is canon that I am in the One Piece universe. I didn't want you to find out this way, but it's true.
All right. Well, moving on from this nonsense, let's discuss our initial reactions to this movie. Had people enjoy it?
I just want to say right off the bat, we really took some liberal views of physics this time around.
You don't say.
We took some very, very liberal takes on physics.
You mean like the setting?
That's
you mean
one of them,
like
yeah.
the boats?
That's
mean
another
like,
one, yeah.
Like, name something. Name something.
Well, gravity worked.
Gravity did work a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm stuck on any physics thing. Like, what do we feel like was wrong with the physics of this episode?
Okay, Brendan, I want you to take a bowling ball.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, I want you to put that bowling ball on top of like a bunch of marshmallows stacked on top of each other.
Where did this happen in the movie?
This is the island.
Oh, we're talking about the stack rock.
How does something that big and clearly heavy not crush
So
everything below it.
So just to paint a picture for whoever might be listening, imagine a bunch of rocks stacked on top of each other.
And then a bigger rock being put on top of that one.
Yeah, a very slim tower, and at the tippy top is a really huge rock. So there's like just a big rock on top of a bunch of little rocks, and on top of that big rock is a town, and this is where the story takes place, in this big town.
And then there's a castle. And then there's a castle at the very top where what do they have?
Boats.
An endless water pool like at rich people's houses. And at the top is 3 boats. How the fuck?
Apparently we're here. How'd they get the boat up there?
That is the first thing I thought of when I saw the 3 boats up there. I'm like, how the fuck is the Mary up there? Somebody explain to me.
There's like there's like a brief flash of like when I already forgot his name. Was it Bordeaux? Yeah, he has like a brief flash of like, I'm the one who stole your boat and this is how I got here. Except it's like 2 frames of like the boat getting lifted up and like filling that little pond filling with water. And I'm like, but
what brought it there? Is there an elevator? There's got to be, or something. I don't know.
I'm more concerned about when and on any time did they have the time to put a parachute on said boat.
They're doing that at the end, like before the last bit of it crumbles.
They were prepared. They were prepared for it the entire time.
Yeah, dude, they were ready for those days. They've been ready for this day. All they've been waiting for is for this fucking clock to break.
I think it's funny that they were just out there before it even started crumbling. Like, they didn't even know that it was the key had been broken yet, but they were already standing out there. It's like the 2 scientists saw like our pirates go in, and they were like, they're gonna fuck some shit up, and we're gonna need to leave.
And I know that this is like kind of like one of the very last things that happened in the movie, but can somebody explain to me like what bit I missed? Where like, okay, first of all, the clock hadn't chimed in like years and years and years or something like that. Then they literally destroy the clock or the key or the thing that is supposed to wind it, and now all of a sudden it's fucking chiming? What about these events caused the clock to start chiming? Can somebody like I think I missed something. Like there has to be like,
Didn't.
That's just what it is.
You didn't. At some point, I feel like they may have written that into the story, and then a producer or an executive said this movie needs to be an hour long. Cut like half this page.
My only inference is that it has to do with Akisu's little fucking music box.
Yeah, it felt like that they were gonna like do a thing with like, I get it, like it was the chime of the island, like I can get behind that, but at no point did they try to explain to us that number 1, the clock hadn't chimed in a long time, and then number 2, what on earth was the trigger that finally make it chime again?
My question is where did Luffy get the clock or not clock? The what's the fucking thing?
The windmill thing.
The toy?
The windmill thing designed around landmines, apparently, because apparently those windmills were landmines.
I think he found it at the very beginning of the movie. Like, at the very beginning, he
it up.
found
But
it,
that's the thing, is like the first scene you see is literally just him sitting on a rock cranking that shit, and then he's just like, hey, look, guys, I found a click-clack.
He's fishing.
Oh, our boat's
He
gone.
probably fished it out.
Yeah, he like found it on like a beach nearby. Since like the majority of this movie has just been like happenstance upon happenstance, so why the fuck not?
Also, they never said the houses were landmines. They said the fields were landmines.
Yeah. Yeah, they said the fields were filled with landmines.
I thought there was like a translation error where they mentioned that the houses were also landmines, because I remember like they went over, they were like, oh my god, those houses are landmines, because it was like one of those like dumb Luffy things.
Not the one I watched. They definitely said it was surrounded with landmines.
it might have just been like some like dumb comment I like half read, because this whole film was just me going like, why am I watching this?
You're not alone here, all right? You're not alone.
This one's a bit wild.
I'm gonna go on a quick rant. I want to rant this time. So
we'll take it away.
I am a diehard fan of these stupid fucking characters. I swear to God, I am. And honestly, I do like the formula a lot for this series, but this movie, this is my problem. Was the first movie particularly good? No. Was the villain really good? Absolutely not. Was the setting kind of decent? Okay, maybe. What mattered with the first movie was that it at least contained a specific idea that was entertaining from start to finish. And at the very least, I had every moment with the Straw Hats that was like a gag or funny or interesting, or at the very, like, it was about them. We could focus on the characters that we like. What did this movie offer? It had a really shit rescue mission. It had a bunch of just thrown out the window excuses to make your protagonists lose really quick. It had a villain that looked really overpowered that was just thrown out the fucking door at the very end of the stupid movie. And finally, we also just have a story that was meant to be like this really deep, serious thing that honestly, I didn't give a shit about. I'm sorry.
In order to not be too negative about this, I do agree with a lot of your points. These villains are really throwaway. The setting is whatever. The story is really not even that interesting.
Do they have names?
Yes.
Because I'm being facetious, but like that's how I felt about this was I don't really care about their names.
So in the first 2 minutes, we get a different pacing, right? The animation style right away, we've seen this is different. The color scheme is like very orange. The way they draw the characters are completely different. We have Zoro sweaty ass working out right away. We have Sanji throwing the suntan lotion on Nami, and she goes
simping.
Yeah, super simping. And then she goes, if your hand slips, I'm chopping it off. And she doesn't specify what she's chopping off, but we kind of get the idea. But I kept looking for like those shots where there was no images. You know, the ones they have in Boku no Hero, where nothing's really happening in the scene and you just kind of get bored, right? But it's nothing, like every scene usually had motion in it, whether it was a wind effect on fabric or something or hair. And it was really nice. And then I usually look into the music too. The music was really well done because it wasn't like over the head about it. They didn't use music to hype it up. It was really subtle because you can barely hear it if you weren't looking for it.
Yeah, I didn't even notice there was music playing half the time.
Yeah, when Zoro saves Luffy from getting shot with the feathers,
yes,
there's like a really low trumpet you hear in the background, and it's his theme song playing, and I could barely hear it.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
But like, couldn't you say that because it was so low that it might actually not add anything to the film because it was so unrecognizable? Like, unless you went through the effort of actually looking for it, I didn't recognize it. I didn't even know there was a trumpet.
No, right. But I feel like that was the point. A lot of people say that a good soundtrack is usually a soundtrack you don't hear because it's not supposed to like take over the scene. The scene's supposed to carry itself, and then the music's just supposed to add to it.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
to a degree, I can agree.
It was really cool when they finally did go over the top, and it was when Sanji's fight started, and you hear his snare drums playing, and then the jazz kicks in, and he just starts kicking ass, and it was really good. So, but I have more thoughts on other things for a minute, but I'll leave it at that for now.
I mean, I was a big fan of the animation, honestly, because it's better than what we're currently seeing in the show. And even though I didn't realize we were going to have a bunch of people complaining about the physics of the island existing, I don't really know about all that, fam. But the island itself looked really cool. I liked the aesthetic, the little cog that was around it, super sweet. I can't fault any of like the set pieces or like the setting of the movie, but what I could not get behind, and I did like the Sanji bit at the end and the Zoro fight. There was some decent animation when they finally did start fighting. I'll give them that to an extent. Not really my boy Usopp, and certainly not Nami. But for the most part, what I couldn't stand was, obviously it's a trope with movies, especially these movies where you need to like give an excuse for your heroes to kind of be gimped at the start of the movie until they come to the very end and they come out like heroes or whatever. This film did the tried and true method of they pick off your heroes one at a time and then like put them up as a poster child for the world to see. They've been
on a cross like poster child?
And then at the very end they all break free and then they all start kicking ass. Now I feel it, I get it. It's a really common writing tool. But my God, like they didn't even like pretend to make it like a little bit like hidden away. It was just right in front of you from start to. They even picked them up like the weakest first. They started with Nami, then they got with Usopp, then they got with Sanji, then they got Zoro, then they just went all the way up the ladder.
To be fair, Sanji went before Usopp. Sanji did go before Usopp.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm not gonna lie though that this whole movie kind of falls into tropes within filming in general. Like, let's look at Kobe number 5 or 6 or whatever we're on now. Right now, I don't even want to care about his name. Like Akira, Akisha, I don't fucking care. If you remember right, when when Luffy's looking at his dumb little fucking twisty thing, I forgot what it was, the windmill, the windmill chime. Like, the kid comes out of fucking nowhere with like screws and like holding like 8 hands. It's like, wow, I wonder where he's from.
Not subtle with his lineage at all.
Or even with like the guys like, you guys are gonna kick their ass, and Zoro's like, I see what you're doing there, bud. And like everyone else is just like, it's so obvious that it hurts. Even the fucking canon characters are realizing how fucking stupid it is, and then they fall for it anyways.
Dude, I swear,
it's a bad trope within like movies that like they always try to crush into like such a small time frame, such as an hour, because you can't tell a story in that short of a time. You really can't.
Absolutely,
it's an hour,
and I think that's where the huge suffering here is that like honestly, I don't hate tropes on paper. Tropes work because they provide a very meaningful and usually, well, in the right, not always, but in a lot of ways, tropes are made because they work. I can get behind that.
It's because you tell the story, like, for example, like redemption arcs, for example,
for sure.
Stories. Look at Prince Zuko's from Avatar: The Last Airbender. That went over 4 seasons of redemption. Imagine trying to pack that up into 1 hour movie.
You just
can't.
can't.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Cough.
You mean the live action?
What live action?
Shut up, Jordy.
Yeah, exactly. But like, because you have to compress all that like impact so tightly, it becomes a shit fest because there's not enough timing between it, and there's not enough like, you don't get to react to the other shit that happens in all these tropes in general, such as like the surprise or leading up to, is he gonna betray it, and like also it comes down to just the acting on animation alone.
Like I remember in the first movie, I honestly don't hate when the Straw Hats get captured. It happens a lot. They're dumbasses, and it's usually like Usopp, Nami, or insert other characters that we don't know about yet here. And I'm okay with that. But you need to like use that in a way that's interesting and meaningful. I look back to the first movie, and I really like how when Usopp was captured, he put him on a wild goose chase for a hot sec until they accidentally realized that, yo, bruh, we found the right way by sheer fucking coincidence. And I mean, obviously that's kind of fucking annoying, like in some degree, but at the very least, Usopp being the liar that he is, he got a chance to like be a dickhead. When Nami got captured in this movie, all she really did was play what, poker with the goose?
She didn't,
or some shit.
She talked shit and she did poker.
On a lighter note, though, on that Nami thing, the intro that scene with her laughing, and then the thing I always note about it is that we rarely see that. We rarely see Nami and I guess Zoro sometimes too laugh like
just having a good time.
Just genuinely having a good time. Usually they're like chuckling, which isn't really like a genuine laugh.
I don't know about all that. I think Nami's usually a part of the fun.
No, but it's really strange because it hits me, and then I'm like, oh, that's a really nice laugh. How come they don't do that more often? It's really weird because you want more of it because it's showing them being an actual character, like an actual person.
No, right, and I love when they get an opportunity to actually kind of be almost realistic people
themselves
for a hot sec. Yeah, they can actually be characters.
But that was not the case with this film.
No, this film
was definitely not the case.
It was just, I mean, I definitely, I know what they were doing. I get this movie to me feels so much like it was only made to be a money grab at the time.
So fun fact, this movie made way more than the first one, and mind you, it made 3 billion yen, and it kept that record. It has the highest record of sold One Piece movies.
Does it really? There's no way.
Until the 10th one.
What's the next one?
Yes, it's
what's
a fact.
The next
Wow.
one? The first one? No, what's the next
This
one
one.
down? Is it this one? Is it the first one?
It's got to be Strong World. I thought Strong World took that title.
No. Yeah. It was the best movie. It was the most sold movie until the 10th one.
Okay.
It's the fact that movie sold more than the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th, or 8th, or 9th.
I wouldn't consider this a cash grab because we actually see effort here. I feel like the weakest point here is the writing.
The direction of the movie is so bad.
All their effort into the voice acting, I would assume, and said, oh shit, we have to have a story. Fuck.
It's really what it feels like.
Which I'm sure was the case. And They even took a few beats from an arc that's going to happen a little bit later, I think, to help sell this movie. Was probably part of the thing. Because when did this one originally come out?
This movie itself is just a teaser for just the next arc. That's all it is.
The next 10 movies, I believe, I don't know the exact number, come out around the same time, which is March, the beginning of March, essentially.
Well, I know they made one every year until Strong World, which was the 10th one, I think. And then after that,
Right.
they actually started writing. They actually started making the movies to be actual decent films.
Right. The last one was in 2000, so this is 2001.
Which, while we're on that topic, there are a couple of movies that I have seen that are sleepers, and I don't think it's going to be the next one, but I think it'll be the one after that. Something called like Baron Amawatsu or wherever the fuck it is. That one's a sleeper.
There's also a total of 14 movies, by the way.
Yeah, there is.
You'll love to see it.
I like 3 of those.
I like
Four or five, give or take. I put one on my list of I decently like. I didn't hate one. I was honestly impressed with how much I liked one, only because of the gags.
A lot of them are middle. Like, a lot of them are just meh movies where they're enjoyable and they're more One Piece, but they're nothing beyond that. And then a lot of, like, the few that people enjoy, everybody enjoys different ones. But me personally, and there's 3 that are specifically, like, really good One Piece movies.
Yeah, no, I mean, there are 3 that come up to mind that are, like, good. But, I mean, I would still put at least 2 or 3 more on that list of, like, good times.
All right, I'll give you that. They are enjoyable.
Let's bring it back to this movie, though.
Yeah, let's bring it back to this movie.
I also have a fun fact. The Joker guy, Pin Joker.
Who?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna talk about that too.
Pin Joker, the
guy who wants to go after Zoro, who keeps fucking up quotes.
Another rule of don't break the rule of 3.
Nah, who cares about that?
It's a very common thing. If you tell the same joke more than 3 times, it won't be funny. And they did it like 7.
That is not how Japan thinks. I can tell you that right now. Anytime somebody has a
And
quirk,
yet I enjoyed it almost every time.
And yet we keep coming back to the same One Piece joke over and over. Seems like we don't learn the lesson either.
Well, that's because that one is funny.
Yeah.
The dude who voices that Pin Joker guy is the same guy who voices a villain, like a really important villain later on in the series.
Really?
Yeah, the same
way.
Joker name, sort of.
he voices Joker?
Yes.
Yes.
Same voice actor.
Well, that's interesting.
Which is really funny because he also imitates Mihawk's line in this movie. he goes, the dog in the well knows nothing of the ocean.
Yeah, he literally says the exact Mihawk line. And then Nami's like, you mean frog, dumbass. He's like trying to sound badass.
That character alone is just like the epitome of just making fun of movie villains, honestly. Because it wasn't just like, oh, forgettable movie villain number 1. It was forgettable movie villain that has already been forgotten.
To toy your expectations there, Devin, for a bit, the series, or at least the movies do, they tend to just rate villains that they think are interesting. They don't really put much thought into them outside of a few of them.
Oh, no, I
So-
understand that part.
Yeah,
Like,
just
Don't get me wrong. Do you think I don't already have that? Look at Buggy. Look at Buggy.
what? No,
What?
you're-
Hello?
Whoa. We need
no,
to take
I
a
was
step
talking
back.
about movie
Yeah, talk about
characters here.
movie
I wasn't talking about reoccurring. Reoccurring characters are important. Buggy is actually, we meme about it, but Buggy's actually a really good character later on.
But that's the problem. It's later on. I'm in the now. Right now, he's just some reoccurring trash character that just keeps coming back out of the
I don't know about
can.
trash.
Whoa.
You were praising the Dune Buggy last
Yeah,
week.
wait a
right?
minute.
I don't
What the
wanna hear
fuck is
about it.
going on right now? Can you just like fucking take a step back and pick a team already? Because I'm either gonna hate you or we're gonna be friends. All right, what are we gonna
See,
do
that's
here?
the thing. I'm always on different sides.
Get the fuck out of my face. There's only
I'm
one
just
team.
sad they threw away some really cool powers.
There are a lot of devil
Yeah,
fruits
how
in
about
this
the
one.
fluid fruit was such
There,
an
no, there was only two.
interesting-
There was only 2 devil fruit.
Was the pig guy not also?
No, it was not a pig. That pig guy was not a devil fruit. He used the same weapon as Don Krieg.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that guy actually had a devil fruit or not because I don't think he. Normally, if somebody has a devil fruit, they'll say it. Like,
Oh,
the guy
actually,
who's
you
had,
know
like,
what?
rock
That makes
fruit or
sense
whatever the
because
fuck.
in the beginning, doesn't he swim?
Yes.
I just want to understand what was the point of clearly sexy lady.
That's
just be
it.
sexy.
You've said it all. You've
That's it.
completed it. You have answered your own question.
Like, I just remember seeing like, wow, I almost thought I saw anime titties on a
Few
movie,
times.
and then I was disappointed when I paused, and I was like, aw. And then after that, I was like, what is your purpose? Why do you have a devil fruit?
But her devil fruit's cool though.
I mean, it's animation pretty, yes, but what the fuck did she do besides splash a couple goons?
She's erotic with 2 C's.
She's erotic with 2 C's. But no, I mean, I really liked her power, and I liked the fact that she was like, you know.
But she didn't even get a nice fight or anything like that. The fart guy got a better fight than she did. She got literally was like, I'm going to run away into a tube. And then she gets put into a jar.
I was just going to say, I loved the fact that she seemed menacing at the start and that she fucking hit the motherfuckers on their boat or on their balloon or whatever, kicked the shit out of everybody. It's fucking sweet. I was really looking forward to seeing what they were going to do with her. And then what did they do? They jar her ass at the very end of the film or whatever. And I'm just like, well, I guess that's what we're doing with this bitch.
My question is, did she die?
They all die because they're filler movie characters and nobody cares.
Hello, they got dropped in a thing, and then the whole island crashed on them.
Yeah, but she's in a jar at the bottom of the ocean right now. And even if she breaks out, she's under the water, so she just drowns anyway.
Man, the worst part too is she's technically the strongest person in that team.
No, her power is so overpowered if you think about it.
Her powers is just like Smokers.
For sure. No, she 100% had the potential to be super menacing, super interesting, and I was thinking that, you know, maybe one of them was gonna, like, I don't know, maybe Usopp was gonna come up with like a power line or something, like shock her or do some fucking bit like that, but no, they just, we'll put her in a jar, which, to be fair, I guess for my expectation.
To also give Nami something to do, we have Nami put her in the jar.
They gave Nami something to do. Fucking what the hell, dude? And then the main goon, I was just like, so what are you doing, my guy? He's just there.
He was rock. He was like rock fruit.
No, it's the hard fruit.
hard.
Basically,
The hard.
The literal meaning is just the sound of you clicking rocks together.
But that lets him turn his arm into fire.
Yeah, that's the reason why his arms easy to turn to fire, because his power is just the ability to just click rocks together.
Oh, like what? Like flint and steel? I guess.
Yeah,
All right,
like
well,
flint and steel.
whatever. I don't know. That goon was just something else. I could.
It's the suffering of like trying to make your main villain look menacing, but then completely just not doing it.
No, and I mean, like, there are some whack ass powers in this anime. Don't get me wrong. Like, there will be times where we have to stretch further than with this guy. But
I'm not saying that the powers were bad. I'm just saying that just in general, like from aesthetic versus like his power on top of just his personality, like nothing about this guy was menacing besides the fact that he had a fucking Luger made out of screws and bolts.
Dude, that was a sweet fucking gun, though.
No, it wasn't. It was
do you mean
just
it wasn't?
a real gun made out of screws and bolts.
That's
And
bad the fuck ass. What do you mean?
It was so dumb.
No, you're dumb. Get out of here. I think that shit's sweet.
Oh, you must love the King Cannon then. You hit the buggy cannon part 2.
Buggy cannon part 2.
I'd also just before want to throw in shout out Kobe 5 for inventing Kevlar armor with the steel plate he apparently kept in his fucking shirt.
Ballistic grade armor, yep.
This guy is Clint Eastwood, all right? You remember Back to the Future 3?
Yeah,
Marty McFly?
Absolutely.
He put a steel bar underneath his clothing.
That wasn't even really the main point I wanted to make. The main point I wanted to make on unrealistically made things was, what are Sanji's shoes made out of? That suddenly he can put them on and not get at all hurt by spikes anymore.
We've already answered that. It's because he has steel-toed shoes.
Bro, okay.
Steel toes
So,
don't
like,
cover the rest of your shoe.
They bring up the fact that Sanji is barefoot in this, like 2
And
or
it
3
immediately
times throughout
hurts
the
him
arc.
several times.
Right. And I'm like, first of all, that is not something that they really go in about with Sanji, at least not very often. I can only think of a very small handful of times where that even fucking matters. But agreed. As soon as this, so they focus so hard on, dude, his feet are getting bloodied. He can't do anything. And then as soon as he gets his fucking loafers, all of a sudden, like, everything's fine.
Everything is fine and dandy. This kid Usopp tosses down his shit. It just lands in front of him. And he goes, "Oh, finally! I've been fighting at 10% of my strength. Like I'm Super Saiyan Shaggy."
Sanji took a lot of L's in this.
Sanji took so many L's.
He fell on his head.
He
from
fell,
like 40
he fell
feet
on
up.
his face. Dude, that when he fell from that balloon, dude, that was brutal.
That neck snapping.
They beat the shit out of my boy Sanji in this movie, my guy. He
They
took more L's than
ruined this man's
Usopp.
career.
And
dude.
then they fucking crucified him.
But it's all okay because he got to rub suntan lotion on Nami and rub it in Bear King's face later.
You win some, you lose some. All right.
You win some, and
I
then you
mean,
win some
I
more.
would say
and
that
then
he
you lose
had.
a lot.
I would say he had the smoothest fight out of all of them, anyway. So I
He
guess
did.
he
had-
definitely
he had the
I
best.
agree.
He had the
came out
smoothest
of it.
animation, yeah.
Yes.
Like, especially that wall, like running when he was running on the wall and he kicked like the big boulders and shit like that. When they were in the traps of the spiral. We're not even going to get into that physics.
On a more serious note here, we get a few scenes in this movie where he sort of compares himself to the brothers, Balbado and Kobe 5.
Yeah, no, he's comparing. Yeah, Luffy a few times will compare himself to Barbados and Kobe 5 as a similar relationship between him and Shanks, where Luffy is the Kobe 5 and Shanks is the Barbados guy, because they look up to each other in a similar way.
He's repeatedly shown him thinking of Shanks, right? The person who inspired him to greatness. And we get a moment where he's deep in thought, and out of nowhere, he just goes, he shrugs it off, as sort of like shrugging off his anxiety or any doubt that he had in his mind, and immediately goes, all right, let's get to it. What are we doing standing around? And it's a really good moment. It gives us a peek into his thought process of how he handles things.
For sure.
Yeah, agreed.
No, I mean, I like. Don't get me wrong. I like some of the stuff in this movie, but it's just it always rides that trope so hard almost the whole way through. Honestly, the most memorable thing that I can recall was when they recalled the El Drago goons who were fucking working for this guy at the very end, right before the cannon came up, and I was just like, "Oh, dude, I know those three stupid motherfuckers."
I do want to make one comment about those little goons. The one they came up with the cannon and everything like that. Like it was one thing that I noticed throughout like the whole movie was they added a lot of unnecessary motion to characters. Such as if you look at them, they're fucking wiggling like fucking crazy. But it's not the first
I don't
time
know
we
what
see
you
it. Hold
mean.
on. It's not the first time we see it in the movie, because at the beginning when they first get to the island, like Luffy's like fucking having like a seizure, like just like reacting to the pillar, where he's like shaking his arms up and down and side to side, and it looks like a gif almost. And like they do the same thing, and I'm just like, why?
It's the classic adventure time
Yeah.
Eagle hands, all right?
Yeah, they're excited because they're seeing some freaky ass shit that normally doesn't make any sense to anybody. Yet here we are. It's right before your eyes. You're supposed to enjoy that kind of dumb shit. I enjoyed it when it showed up. I just don't think that there was a very good plot progression throughout. It was there. That's all I could say. It was there. It existed.
I was all about it.
You were all about it.
I was all about it. When they came up with their wiggly arms, that had me rolling.
Oh no, yeah, that's fine. No, I'm okay with that. I'm talking about just the whole package. The whole package was there. That's all I'm saying.
The only part that had me really rolling on the ground is when Luffy lights the dynamite like an idiot and then throws it at the rest of the dynamite. That was the only part that I audibly just went like, I wheezed.
Between this and the first movie, which one will we recommend more? Not would you recommend either. I don't want to hear any fucking excuses, Devin. Which one would you recommend over the other?
The first one.
The first one.
Yeah, I'd
Easily
rather
the
recommend
first
the
one.
first one.
So,
Alright.
since we're on this, I would, outside of the other movie, would you actually recommend watching this movie
God,
to
no.
anybody who
No.
would be coming in?
God,
No.
no. Skip it.
I would.
You guys do not, as a new person to One Piece, you will not miss a damn thing. You will not miss a goddamn thing watching this film.
I wrote a little review paragraph about this
Okay.
because
All right, hit us with it. Do it.
all right, I wrote down as stated earlier, this has a really high tier production, but unfortunately it was kind of wasted on the story. And the only reason I really recommend this movie would be just for the end credits.
Yes.
The end credits are a really good teaser into the second season of the series, because episode 60 sort of ends with them entering the Grand Line. And then from there on, we get into more nonsense. Like you thought you had nonsense before, now you're gonna get more nonsense. And I guess if you enjoy it, this is a really good like thing. The story's generic, but
Very generic.
but-
I'm going to stop right there by just saying this alone, is that yes, back then when One Piece was still, or not was still, but like was airing at this point, yeah, I could see it being, useful for as a teaser, but right now, because of how many episodes there are out right now, it is completely unnecessary.
Well, this was the beginning, kid. No one knew it was going to have 800
Well, no,
episodes.
I
Not even know
I
that.
know, but like because you kind of don't really need a teaser for the season because you could just click play on the next one. We all have
This
different
movie,
streaming platforms.
the movie shows things that happen way beyond the next episode. This was mainly for the manga fans that were like, "Oh shit, we finally get to see these things animated."
No, and I mean I can agree with that like wholeheartedly. That back in the day, this was like a somewhat like at least that whole end credit scene was supposed to be like
It was a hype moment.
Yeah, it was a hype moment for all the people who read the manga and know all these people. Like here they are. We're getting ready for the next season. But since we do have, like Devin's saying, 800 plus episodes to work with, you don't really need this.
You can live without
You
it.
don't need
Just
it.
watch an AMV on YouTube. We've all done it once. That's where your hype train.
I
can
would
come
watch a good chunk of any bit of a One Piece production. This ain't it, Chief.
So upon finishing my review here, you assholes.
Go ahead.
All right.
Sorry.
I said, I feel as though this is something that's really enjoyable for someone who can set aside their issues with the movie and just watch it for what it is, and it's just some goons beating baddies. That's all it is. And if that's really your stuff, this is all you kids. But me personally, no.
If I was intoxicated, I probably would have been like that a lot.
Oh yeah,
more.
it's probably the greatest thing ever.
Although there is a move that's shown here. I'm not gonna point straight to it because
I know exactly what you're gonna say. Let's just move past that one because
No, I'm gonna say it for the
Oh
goons who
my
do
gosh.
know,
All
for the goons that are listening that do know what's up. They do a thing, they do a move that's not gonna be taught or shown, or no one's gonna do this single move for like another 800 episodes. And it's it really throws me off because I'm like, Jesus.
They were planning for it a long time ago.
there's a lot of parallels with a certain arc that'll come up that we're not headed for just yet. But
Involving a hawk of sorts.
yes,
Oh yeah,
I have no idea what we're talking about.
I don't either, but
This
it
is-
sounds
this
fun.
Is, this is for the listeners at home that do know the series front to back. There was
But did the manga pages exist when this movie was made, or did the 800th episode take it from this?
No.
there's no way that they
Oda
did.
never acknowledged this movie.
Yeah, no,
Because
literally
he doesn't
okay.
want to admit he stole shit from it.
just so everyone knows here and our listeners, the movies were 100% made by Toei, excluding
Yeah.
10, 11, and 12, right?
Everything beyond 10.
Yeah, I don't remember the name, but these first three movies are going to be directed by the same guy.
Yes.
Really? The first three are all directed by the same guy.
Which, I thought the third movie was going to have sort of an MCU thing where they were going to have, the what's it called? Drago and Bear Guy teaming up and like,
MCU?
Psych.
But did you guys notice the Panda Man in the movie?
No way.
Yes. Panda Man is in this
No
movie.
way.
Yes. He was in the scene where they were busting into the thing,
Which thing?
the castle. He was part of the
I stopped there. I didn't see him.
Oh, when he went like in the gigantic
that guy
like, group of them.
When Luffy's punching, you see Panda Man in the back.
Is that like 2 fucking frames or something?
There's like 2 seconds. Literally 2
That's
seconds.
oh my god.
Man.
I wasn't even looking. I didn't think they would have the audacity to put him in the movie.
You didn't think they'd have the audacity.
I didn't think they'd put him in a movie, so I didn't even bother this time.
I actually did when I saw that crowd, but I didn't think it would be hidden between a punch. I was like scanning through like all like the group scenes of like when they like afterwards when like Zoro charges in. Didn't see him.
the thing I do want to bring to attention here is the fact that Nami didn't need to be kidnapped, which is a bigger issue, and I'm not gonna get into it. But
I'm gonna say this. I want to shit on the fact that she was a damsel the entire movie, but this is the only defense I will give for this fact. The thing is that Nami has yet to be introduced. Like, her fighting style has not been introduced to us yet.
right,
We have been introduced to the fact that she is a bow staff wielder. Take my word for it. She doesn't actually get her fighting style until later.
we're actually not that far from it.
We're not. We're getting there.
in the grand scheme of things.
I can't wait for her to get the steel fruit.
She's not getting the stupid.
So, but back to the point I was trying to make. this writing in general, the story would have made no difference if she would have kidnapped or not. They would have, because they needed to get the ship.
Right.
They needed to fight those goons regardless.
All she was there for was to be in a wedding dress, to have some scenes once in a while up there, I guess, and then take her out of the rest of the movie or something. But on the Nami damsel thing, I'm gonna give them these passes until Nami does
A certain point.
finally show us her fighting style, and then we can start shitting on it all day.
A better plot point here would have been her actually stealing the diamond for the goons.
Right? Like stealing the clock thing that they were hinting about, the name of the show or movie is about. Anything to do with it? Nope. She's just a princess.
Also, that clock's gigantic. I don't know who thought they were going to steal that, but somebody left out the part where that thing's like
Literally
40
a building.
feet long. Yeah, it's like it's like Big Ben. If someone wanted to go like, I'm going to steal Big Ben today, you would look at them and you would go,
Do it.
how?
My biggest gripe in this movie was that the cover art, there was Django, and there's no Django in this movie.
Wait, what?
Really?
Django on his
What?
cover art?
Yeah,
For movie poster art?
yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Why?
There's a reason for that. This movie
Was it
came
cut?
out. No, this
No.
movie came out with a Django short. It was like a short little
Oh.
scene or little
Like a Disney Pixar short?
Django just climbs up the tower backwards.
Yo, I would have loved to watch that.
Oh yeah, why didn't we watch the Django short?
Yeah, we should have watched that shit. That would have been awesome.
You know what, Dylan? Cut right here. We'll be back after having
Yeah,
watched the
Cut
short.
it. We're cutting the cast. We all got to go
He
do
would,
this
he would
now.
moonwalk across the water the entire time.
Dude, Django is Jesus.
All right. Anybody got quotes?
Okay, so the king guy says, "What is your relation to my fiancé?" when he's talking about Nami. And then Sanji says, "The relation being I have rubbed suntan lotion on her smooth skin."
Referencing the beginning of the movie.
Like, he went from simp to, like, redemption in, like, a heartbeat, and then back to
I don't know
simp
about
because
redemption.
It's Sanji.
There's no redemption here. He just has a good burn.
So on the Sanji path, he is my candidate for the golden ham.
I mean, that's the only thing that could actually earn it this time. It's just from that one line, in my opinion.
Not even that one line. First of all, let's start from the beginning of the movie. He's the one goon who jumps into the water to save Kobe 5. Now, it was a ruse, but he did it. All right.
Yep, you did it.
And he was the first goon to attack the bad guys when they came after them, when Usopp was trying to run away.
Mhm.
And he got his leg stabbed on the spot, but he still took that out.
For sure.
And he kept taking L's throughout the whole movie. And then on top of that, not only all that, he came back at the end and he had the best fight choreography of the whole movie.
After being crucified, literally.
Counterpoint, if he really cared that much about Nami, why didn't he disagree with everybody else getting food and new clothes? Why didn't he go immediately after Nami?
It's because he has so much respect for her.
Yeah? Does he?
But I'm all in on Sanji with the golden ham.
Same.
I'm cool with it. That's like 2 in 1 month for him.
All right, well, that's all I have.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
Anybody else want to add any points that aren't going to take another 10 minutes to go through?
No, I'm all set. I guess we should probably just drop the Twitter tag now, right?
Hey, we made Twitter
For all 10 of you. All right.
for 10. That's optimistic.
We have 10 people here? I should have known. I see you over there, goons.
So anyway, hey guys, we have a Twitter now. It's for the couple of you who would bother trying to talk to us about things, tell us you like us, tell us you like Devin's smooth, sexy voice. Tell us you want Simi to speak more. Tell us we suck, like Devin said. Either way, any of them. We're at Panda Sightings. Panda Sightings. It'll be in the description of the podcast. Give us a follow. Share us with your friends.
If
you
we get
have
one
any.
comment, if we get one single comment, we consider ourselves successful.
And we'll be taking this much more seriously if even one of you tweets at us.
Just the
You
one.
give a shout out and everything.
You don't even have to follow. Just tweet
you'll
at
get a
us.
shout out next time for being the first. So congratulations. Devin has told us he will personally thank every person who yells first at us.
Fuck. I'll even do it sensually. I'll do it.
You'll know if you found us because it'll have the heading. We'll be your One Piece with a Line podcast, and the picture is of everybody's favorite character, who nobody ever sees except Simi, Panda Man. In the future, if there are anybody who wants to ask questions, point out stuff, tell us how great we are, stroke our egos, maybe you get a shout out. Don't correct us. Simi hates being corrected. You're gonna correct the fact guy on our podcast? Get out of here.
Absolutely. Leave. You do not belong here.
You got questions? We'll occasionally address questions. Maybe it'll be in the middle, maybe it'll be in the end. But don't correct us though. We'll delete you. Don't correct us.
I'll follow you. I'll find it. I'll look at your tweet patterns and I'll be like, that's who's questioning me.
Anyway, that's it.
He'll judge you.
Plug's over.
He's gonna judge
You
the one.
underestimate
He's gonna judge the one
power.
person that had tweeted us.
All right, that's it. Plug's over. Podcast's over.
Thank you for joining us on One Piece with a Line.
Fade to black.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.